We are talking about a project that took so long to come out, that a lot of people were clamoring for. Now it is here, Wasteland 2. First off, tell me about the process of that lull between Wasteland 1 and 2 and what it finally took to make this game come out.
Well, I think most of your audience probably wasn't even born when I did the first one. It was all the way back in 1988. Did the first game, and then I wanted to do a sequel right away, but I didn't have the rights, so we did Fallout at Interplay instead. Released that, and then I left Interplay, started a new company, and of course Fallout was no longer mine, so I wanted to get the rights to Wasteland back, and so back in early 2000s, I finally got the trademark back to Wasteland, all the way back waiting from 1988. Then I thought, okay, I'm gonna go get this thing financed the traditional ways, went out pitching the different publishers. I go another 10 years, nothing. And then finally, after I had pretty much given up hope, I turned to Kickstarter. I went to my audience directly, said, hey, you want a Wasteland 2? This is our one last chance. And they came through. Now Wasteland 2 is real.
That's all it takes, people. Just put your money where your mouth is and you will get what you ask for.
Yeah, and 20 years.
So for those who might not be familiar with Wasteland, give us a little bit of background about what exactly the game is and what you plan on delivering with Wasteland 2.
Going back to the beginning, I mean, it's a post-apocalyptic role-playing game, and it's very open world. You can walk around. There's a great choice and consequence for what you do. It's morally ambiguous. We don't dictate the way you behave in the world. We just make it react accordingly. And Wasteland 2 is a huge product. It's 80 to 100 hours to complete, super highly replayable. I mean, we make whole chunks of the game that if you play one time through, it's impossible for you to see by virtue of the fact that we give you all these different choices, and you go down one path, you're therefore turning off the others. But you know in your mind that you're missing out these great experiences, and it really makes the world seem deep, which it is. And so I think that's the thing that people love about this. And so now we're showing it on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, bringing it over to console, which we're excited about.
Now, is that much of a extra work for you for bringing it from PC over to the consoles?
Yes, it was a lot of work bringing it over because we had to do the UI from scratch as if it was a brand new title. And so even though we had the code base to go from, you've really got to approach it. PlayStation or Xbox owner, they don't care that there was a code base before. What they want is experience that's perfect for them. And we know that. So we look at all the work that came before us. We look at what they've done with XCOM or Diablo from a UI perspective. And we make sure it works smoothly and we streamline the whole inventory interface. And we've done that. And it's a really deep game. I think console owners are going to love it because they're just not used to having a game that is this deep. I mean, it's really kind of spectacular. And so in addition to that, we did like 40,000 more lines of dialogue. We put a whole quirks and perks system in. We did an overhaul on the graphics, on the character creation mode. So we did a lot of work. It's not a quick and simple port.
For fans of the original, are you guys going to be making any nods to the Wasteland 1 and Wasteland 2, or is this going to be its completely own experience?
No, there's so many nods. You know, if you played the first Wasteland 1, we have so many funny callbacks that if you didn't play it, no big deal. But if you did, like there was a big scene in the first Wasteland where you get attacked by a rabid dog and you kill it, and then later this little boy goes, "Have you seen my dog?" Right? And you realize that you've killed this kid's dog, and then it turns out to like an all-out war between you and a bunch of kids because you killed this kid's dog, and you didn't really, you know, and it's 20 years later in the fiction, in Wasteland 2, you go to the place and you're Desert Rangers, the dog killers, right? And they remember that from back then. In fact, and then you run into a dog and you're thinking, I don't even want to be near this dog because if things go down, they're going to think I'm like the scum of the earth, right? So that's like a great tie back between the two worlds. And again, if you hadn't played the first one, you're like, what, I'm a dog killer? How'd that come from? So it's funny stuff.